Hello there, my name's Sian. I'm one of the artists from Ignite Imaginations, and I'm really excited today to be doing a craft project video for you. And I have been looking at the Turning the Page website, and this project is based on something that I found on the Turning the Page website, which I thought was really interesting. So I've written a bit of it down. What I thought was really interesting when I looked at the page was that I found out there was a woman who was a lead campaigner in the anti-slavery movement, and it was back in 1833. And I thought it was really fascinating that someone from Sheffield was so at the forefront of the anti-slavery movement, and I thought it would be interesting to look at that next to our own movement from the modern day. And I was looking at the Black Lives Matter movement that has come to the forefront recently, and I thought how similar they were, and that right back in 1833 Mary Ann Rawson was doing the same sort of thing that people are doing today. So it was Mary Ann Rawson and her sister Emily who turned this big house into a boarding house, and they led a huge anti-slavery campaign right here in Sheffield. I thought that was pretty fascinating for Sheffield, and that it was right here in our area. The project I'm going to do is, like I said, it's a little ode to the Black Lives Matter campaign, and I'm using equipment that most people have around the house. So you don't need to get anything special from Hobbycraft or anything like that. You should have these items, or if you don't, they're pretty easy to get. So I designed these little images, and hopefully you've got one of these, or maybe you've downloaded it, hopefully. So we're going to make little matchboxes and a little kind of decorations. I made this one before. Don't know if you can see it. So I really love doing matchboxes. I just think they're really cute. I think it's a really good way to show things that you're into. To show things that you're into, you can like put it on your shelf and stuff, but it doesn't take up much room, so it's not a huge big thing that you've got to think, oh, where am I going to put that? It's a nice little thing you could put on your shelf, but also I thought it's a really nice little gift for someone. It's quite cute. You can do all sorts of things with these matchboxes. So the matchboxes I've based these images on are your average matchbox that you can get from a shop. If you haven't got a matchbox, there are some other things you can use that I just looked in the cupboard now to see what I've got, and there's like little boxes that you have stock cubes in. They're about the same size. So obviously you need to discard the matches, so you need to do that safely. Get someone else to do it if you're a young person. Now, what I put on your list of what you need is the original sheet, the box of matches, or a tiny box, a little box that you can find, some scissors, some glue, Pritt stick is good, and some little scraps of things. So some scraps of cardboard. I've got this, and I've got this from an old sweet box. And then I just looked around the house for some sort of interesting pieces of paper. I mean, you can really like go for anything. I found a quality street wrapper, which is really nice and shiny. It might be quite nice. I found some little bits. This was from a magazine. This was wrapping paper. This was an old envelope that I found, and there was a bit of glitter. So really, you can use anything. I've also put some really nice patterns on here that you can use as your background. So to start with, you're going to decorate the box. And the way you're going to do that is, I need to get a pen. I'm back with my pen and pencil. Okay, so I like to do the outside of the box and the inside of the box. I think I'm going to do, so this one I did the girl on the outside, and then inside I did the fist, which is like a raised 3D. So on the outside I think I'll do this woman here, so I really like that image. So the sizes that I've done here on the outside are roughly the right size of your matchbox, but it may not be exact. So this one somehow is cut off a little bit from the bottom, but I'm sure we can work that out. So it's not exactly right. As you can see, it's not quite the right size because all matchboxes are slightly different. So I'm just going to measure up round the box, get the right size. Oops. There we go. That's the right size now. I think I'll put her on the front. I think that looks pretty cool. It needs a bit of a trim. Mine's got a bit of a white box underneath it, but I'm going to cover that up with something. Now on the inside of the box, I think I'll use one of these coloured things that I've got. So I think I'll use this glittery paper that I've just found somewhere. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to measure it up so that it fits inside my box. That looks pretty nice. And then I'm going to choose what I'm going to put on the inside. So it's quite nice to cut around. So the fist was quite nice to cut around. I'm going to use this hand here, but I'm not going to have the blue background. Just going to have the hand. So I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to back that onto cardboard because I want it to be a bit stiff, and a bit stiffer than just paper. So I'm going to stick that on my little piece of cardboard, the thinner piece that we got from before, which was an old cereal packet or something. Can you see? I've put that on there. And then I'm going to cut out that hand. There we go. Looks pretty nice. Now, what we want to do is we want to give it a sort of 3D raised effect when it's in the box, because it looks really nice when you open it. So what we need is just some backing on it. So the way I do it is I just cut a few strips. Make sure they're not going to show behind. We don't want it to show that we've got cardboard on it. So I'm going to cut a couple of little strips, stick them together to give myself a bit of a raised, give myself a bit of padding there. Then I'm going to stick it on the back of this, whatever I want to be raised. There we go. So that's given it a bit of padding. Now I'm going to stick this in my box. I'm not sure how well it will stick against the glitter, but we'll soon find out. There we go. There we go. There we go. And now I've got the front of my box here. Still not looking that good. I'm just going to decorate it. I found some nice tape, but also I've got on the sides of the paper that I made the design on, got some really nice little designs, and I love these hearts. I love those. I think I'm going to put them up the side, so up the side of the box, because it's good to get the whole box decorated, even the back. So I found these little pom-poms. It's the sort of thing you can, if you find anything around your house, you might find some little beads or something like that. I thought they'd be really nice on it somewhere. So I'm putting them along the bottom. There we go. There's the pom-poms along the bottom. And then on the back you could stick something like a quote. You could write your own quote on a sort of nice piece of paper, a piece of wrapping paper, or you could stick some newspaper or really anything. I just think it's nice to cover the whole thing. There you go. Well, it's finished. I just think it's really cute, nice little gift. You can make matchboxes with anything. I've made some with little messages to my friends in them and then posted them to them and saying, you know, hope you feel all right or something like that. So that's that. Hope you like it.